Welcome to Going Back, a collection of bloopers and outtakes from the Nothing Much Happens podcast. I'm your audio engineer, Bob Wittersheim. Now, Kathryn Nicolai may indeed
create everything you hear on Nothing Much Happens.
But she also creates plenty that you do not hear, and that's where I come in. I make sure that everything you hear is only what we want you to hear, only the things that will help you fall asleep. And so, barking dogs, rumbling stomachs, outside interruptions, and just regular old goofs are all removed by me to ensure you have a relaxing experience. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to go behind the curtain and enjoy some of the more entertaining edits. And so, we proudly present Going Back.
Welcome to Bedtime Stories. I heard my belly already. It's a bad sign on the very first line. They have long, low branches that run nearly level with the ground. And we had climbed this one 100 times as kids. I'm going to say that again. I don't know where that knot came from. Splashing olive oil and seasoning all over and sliding them into the oven. I'll re-say that last couple words in case you need it. And sliding them into the oven. We passed recipes. I'm going to say that again. I don't know what that knocking is. Apparently the puppets are excited about Thanksgiving. It keeps happening. Jackie's all the way up on the top floor, so pure puppet sound what you're catching right now. We passed recipes back and forth in an English country house. That knock is getting silly. It is directly above my head. I'm in my room in the basement. Everybody's on the third floor. Come on. Lost and found. I might not have known about her if the snow hadn't fallen overnight. The weather had been mild. Saying that again. The weather had been mild for days. I asked Jackie to be quiet upstairs, and this is her version of it. I keep hearing her talking to the dogs and walking around. In the crowd around us, I spotted a few people with Santa hats and had a feeling most of us could recite this movie line by line as we watched. Our faces shining, that knocking, bumping his back. Don't know what the puppets want, but I'll go back. Our faces and took a peppermint from the bag. And unwrapped the cellophane. Okay, that was my belly. That wasn't a bump. Let's say that line again. And unwrapped from the cellophane. I think that's missing it doesn't sound right. I'm going to say that again. Took a peppermint from the bag and unwrapped it from the cellophane. And took a peppermint from the bag and unwrapped it from the cellophane. Now let me say a bit about how to use this podcast. Especially at night, your mind can spin and spiral with thoughts. Oh Lord, there go the dogs. I got 2 minutes and 6 seconds without them. Going back. And all of that means that over time, you'll fall asleep faster and return to sleep more easily. Good Lord, right in the same spot. What are they even barking at? Snuggle down into your sheets. Going back. I saw on the sidewalk opposite a bundled up person with a telescoping pole, carefully placing letters up onto the wraparound marquee. Okay, I can hear them barking, Bob, but I'm not totally sure that you can when I think that you couldn't really hear too much of the rain falling. So unless it gets really loud, I'm going to keep going. Now, tonight was that night. Okay, that was paused for so long, I don't even know where I was. I think I'm around here. The booths all full as people raised glasses to toast and pointed out favorites on the menu. Again, I've been paused for a long time waiting for the dogs to stop, and I don't know where I am. I'm annoyed because I've now already spent like an hour trying to do this, but I feel like I should start from the beginning because I'm all disconnected from the story, but I feel like you'll put it together and it will make sense. It'll be fine. I'm just going to go back a bit because I don't know where I ended. At the bookshop, they'd built a Christmas tree by stacking books, flat on top of one another, in a slow spiral as they rose. Their spines turned out to entice you, with all the stories yet to be read. Going back, I can't get this out of my throat. Maybe it is not the day to record. At the bookshop, they'd built, I feel so gravelly. At the bookshop, they'd built a Christmas tree by stacking books flat on top of one another in a slow spiral as they rose. I stood smiling. Sorry, sneezing fit, going back. I stood, my feet not yet touching the ground, as we set up our hands and waited with excitement for someone to shout, "Go." Did you hear that bang, BW? I mean, I have no idea what that is, but it seemed like it heard me say go. I'm going to say it again in case you need me to. My feet not yet touching the ground as we set up our hands and waited with excitement for someone to shout. I'm going to go back because I heard my belly on that one.